Hello everybody. So today is the day that everybody is storming Area 51. So in honor of that, I'm going to be talking about books that would be perfect to storm Area 51 with, whether you're there and you're like bored or something in between, or if you're at home and you weren't able to attend. So it's just any book that has aliens in it, basically, is the idea of this, whether it's like whatever the setting may be. So I'm going to start off with books that I have read that I'm recommending, and then I'm going to move into some books that I haven't read yet, but that I would like to read. So we'll just start things off with The Host by Stephanie Meyer, which I believe most people have read because, Stephanie was huge. So I'm pretty sure most people have read this book. For anyone who loves Animorphs, this is the perfect book because it's pretty much the same idea as that, just kind of with more romance added in for it. So I would definitely recommend that one. Oh, I haven't said what it's about. The idea of it is that there is a host of alien species that invade human brains. So basically they like crawl into your ear canal and they just kind of like live in your brain and they control your movements and can make you do whatever they want you to do. And they just kind of like integrate themselves into the brain of the person that they're controlling. So I don't remember if this one is set on Earth or set on another planet. But yes, it's a pretty good book. I liked Animorphs. So, and then actually, the next one I'm going to rec for you, since I've been talking about it, is Animorphs. This one I really, really love. It's the same plot as The Host. Animorphs came first. It's more of a middle grade take, though, and it's a group of teenagers who are trying to stop these aliens, is what that's about. The Host is from the point of view of an alien, and then there's like spin-offs of the Animorphs too. Actually, one of the spin-offs is actually my favorite book in the series, which is I believe it's called The Elemist, I think is the name of the one that's my favorite, but you obviously want to start with book one, so start with book one, and work your way up to that one, but my favorite is one of the spin-offs, that's just like a one-off from that point of view. But yeah, the idea is that aliens crawl in your brain, they control your body, it's set on Earth. This one's a group of kids, I believe they're teenagers. Yeah, I don't think they're preteens, I think they're teens. And it's a huge series. There's like 50, 60 some odd books, but they're all short reads because middle grade. So yes, that's the next one that I'm going to rec for you. And then I'll do another physical here. We've got Runaways. And this one is the original Runaways. There's also a newer version of Runaways. It's a graphic novel. Both of them are. And there's also actually a novel of Runaways. And they have a TV show too. There's like a lot of Runaways stuff. So let's see. Let's find one really cool looking shot so you can see the art style. This one's got some pretty art in it. Okay. So you can see like the different colors and stuff that they've got going on in here. So it's not just like one color scheme for this. Each character kind of has their own scheme, which is really nice, but they're still like the overarching, like very crisp, clean art style. That's my personal favorite. So usually if I rec you like a graphic novel, it's probably going to be that crisp, clean style that I like. And yeah, this one is about a group of teenagers who discover that their parents are part of an evil society. And some of them aren't human. And some of them discover that they're not actually human. And yeah, so there are definitely aliens. Actually, at least one member of the group is an alien, unbeknownst to them in the beginning. You find out after like 10 pages in. So it's not like it's not really a spoiler because you're going to find out really quickly. And in the new version, actually, I believe that one starts later in the series than this one. So those ones actually already have discovered, I believe. I haven't read the newer ones yet. So then the next one I'm going to rec for you, actually I'll do another digital one, Alien Popstar. So that one is a book about an alien that just lands on Earth and wants to become a pop star. It's a really fun take on the alien genre, and I don't know if alien's really a genre, but it's a really fun take on alien books, and it's a really cool idea. It's from the point of view of a girl who is voluntold to be his guide, and he also has an alien friend with him. And so it's just basically about their adventures. It's actually a series, and so there's a bunch of fun different things going on with that one. This next one here is Aurora Rising. I'm sure a lot of you have already read this one or have heard of it if not. It's pretty big. Actually, a lot of the ones that I've talked about are really, really big series, so most of you will probably know about them already. But this one is about a group of teens who are all in space. And one of them has woken up from sleep, like, I don't know, like a couple hundred years of being in cryosleep, is woken up. So then it's basically just about their adventures through space. There are a lot of aliens in this one. There's, I believe, 2 main alien races along with humans. But there may be more. I'm not 100%. Yeah, there are more actually. I'm remembering more that are introduced later in the book. But yeah, there are several aliens, some right from the get-go, and it's interesting to see how those are incorporated into this books. And it's a little bit on the creepier side too. So if you're looking for like a creepier one. So then the next one, I'll do another digital one. Cinder. Cinder is by Marissa Meyer. Cinder, if you don't know already, is a retelling of Cinderella, but it is a like sci-fi retelling. So in this, she is a cyborg, and there are also a lunar race of people who are basically aliens. I don't know if they originally were human, but either way, they've separated into a completely different species, and they don't live on Earth, so I think it's fair to say that they're aliens. And they, the idea is, it's just the Cinderella plot, but a lot different, because it's, of course, you know, a sci-fi version of it. So, one thing that I could tell you without spoiling the plot of the series is that there is a disease that is going around, and it's killing different people, and there is a lot of political tension between the Lunars and the people from Earth, because the Lunars are actually like an authoritarian regime, and so it's kind of like, I don't know, like North Korea over there. So people are sometimes like trying to escape from there, but Earth is not allowed to accept them, or it will be considered something that is worth an attack from the Lunars. So basically that's the general idea of what's going on in that. Earth is dealing with this disease, and also with this political issues that are going on between them and the people from the moon. And the people from the moon also have different powers. So they can do like glamours over their body to make them look differently than they would normally. So that one's an interesting one. I really love that series. It's really good. Each book in that series is actually from about a different fairy tale retelling. So they all have their own, and the name kind of will give it away, and also the cover. The covers have like, they're very, very beautiful covers. I'm sure you're seeing one right now on the screen. And each book in the series has like a really nice, like simplistic, like it's just like this one main focal thing, and it's something that's very integral to the series, or to the thing that it's retelling. So the next one I'm going to show you is another graphic novel. It's Saga. This one is about 2 different species of aliens who have a child together, and basically they have like a forbidden love because their species are at war with each other. And so it's basically just about that. It is told with like the voice of the child, but the child is grown up in the way that the child's talking. But I'm not sure, I haven't read too far into the series yet, so I'm not entirely sure how that's gonna go. But it is a really good story. It's very, I don't know, what's a word to, it is, if you are somebody who doesn't like to see graphic scenes, this is not the book for you, because most of the scenes are very graphic. I'm trying to find a less graphic scene to show you. And I'm having a hard time finding one, so I can show you the art style here. This one doesn't have anything. It's towards the end, but like you can see like just see the art style. It's another clean cut. Very bright colors. I like that a lot. It's not very dark. So that's really cool. Then the next one I'm going to show you is actually Ender's Game. That one, I would not recommend the movie at all. I really hated the movie, but the books are really great. It's actually part of a series, and that author has a lot of really great sci-fi books. Orson Scott Card, he does a really excellent job at that. And Ender's Game is about, there is an alien species that had attacked Earth at one point, or Earth ships at one point, and so they are having a space war, but it takes such a long time for ships to arrive to the place. So basically the idea is that there are a group of kids who are in training to be able to fight these aliens. And then, like, as you delve further into the series, it goes more into, like, what things are like in different areas. Because the idea is that, of course, if they're fighting in space and they have the technology to travel these distances, then they definitely are able to have other settlements. So it's about, his other books have, like, other spots and stuff, which is really interesting. This is just one I chose to highlight because, I mean, of how well known it is, but also because this one in particular has a lot of focus on the aliens, even though like, the aliens aren't, like, right there, but they're, anyways, yes, the aliens are the thing that they're fighting, but they're not really fighting them yet. I'm just gonna move on before I try to, like, say anything weird about it. Okay, so then this last one that I have read, that I have to show you, is actually a nonfiction. So this one is Where Is Everybody? And it is about the paradox. The Fermi paradox is actually a really famous paradox where it is, the idea is that if statistically there are aliens out in the world, and statistically we should have encountered at least one of them by now. So basically the question is, where is everybody? So why haven't we encountered any of them yet? And this book just has a whole bunch of different theories as to different options for solutions to the problem as to why we haven't encountered them. So I think it's a really interesting way to look at it. Basically, it has different sections in the book that talk about the different like guesses that people have. Like, for example, that all the other race were one of the last races to be born, or species, whatever, and so the other ones have already died out, or that they don't want to talk to us, or that basically just different postulations, or that we have met them before and, like, these are the ways we could have. So it's a really, really interesting read, and I highly recommend it. Even if you don't read the whole thing, if you just, like, find the chapters that you find particularly interesting, it's a really, really fun look into aliens. And now I'm going to talk about some books that I haven't read yet. I don't have very many that I want to talk about for this. I just have, like, 4, really. So I'll start off with this thick one right here, and this one is actually my collection of H.G. Wells 7 novels, but in this one, I think I haven't read them yet, so I'm not really sure exactly, but I think the only one in here that really is about aliens specifically is War of the Worlds, which I'm sure you've all heard of before. It's very, very famous, and so it's just worth a read because of what a classic it is for that reason, and I do want to read it at some point. I just have not made time to do that yet. War of the Worlds, as I'm sure you know, is about Earth being attacked by an alien species, or an alien race, however you want to word it. But yes, that's basically the idea. And I love the art on this one. I really recommend. This is the Barnes & Noble leather version. I don't know if they still have this exact version available, but, like, the back is, like, really pretty too. It's just really beautiful. This is a really great copy. And then the next one I'll tell you about is a digital copy that I have, and that one is Unearthed. That one is, but there are aliens in space, is the idea of that one, along with humans. So then the next one I'll talk about with you is, if it's not gonna fall over, is Empress of a Thousand Skies. This one here is about a princess who is the last, the sole survivor of her bloodline, and there is also another person in it. What is the other person's name? Alyosha. So there's 2 different races in this one, or species, whatever, however you want to word it. And I don't know if one of them is human and one is not, but definitely one is not human, at the very least. So it's either 1 or 2 alien species that are the main focus of this book. And one of them is a princess, and basically about how their 2 groups are at war or just disagreeing. It's not entirely clear for me which one it is, but I'm definitely looking forward to reading this one when I can get around to it. I've heard some really great things about this book, and if you're looking for some aliens, this one's really interesting. I like it when they've got the aliens that are, like, at war with each other, because it feels very, I don't know. I like it when it's 2 different alien species, or humans and aliens or whatever, but in space. Those are one of the ones that I really like to go for. And then the last one that I have for you is Dune. This one is another one of my leatherback Barnes & Noble copies, and this one's actually really beautiful too. I really recommend picking up this copy of it. And it's got, like, the illustrations on the back. Right, so this one is set on a nether planet, not on Earth. And the idea is that it is an alien. There's a bunch of different aliens in this one. I don't know much about the plot because I kind of want to go in blind when I go to read it. I just know it's a classic and that everyone really should read it at some point if they like this type of genre. It's set on another planet, and it has a lot of aliens. Some of them are, like, really disturbing looking, like this one. And the idea is that the aliens are they're attacking and stuff. That's like a very hostile planet is maybe a good way to word it. So there's a lot of different threats that are being faced here. Some of them, the people that are the main characters. I'm not sure if all the characters are aliens. I think they may be, but there might also be some humans, because a lot of the older sci-fi definitely did have, like, a random human stumbles into this alien world. Like, that was kind of the idea of a lot of these. So I'm not sure if this is one that's got that plot. Like I said, I haven't read this one yet, but I'm really looking forward to getting to read it, hopefully soon. So those are all of the books that I think would be great to read today for Area 51 Day, for anyone who needs to get their alien fix in. So yes, I will see you guys next time. Bye!